$200. That's what the WNBA decided Caitlin Clark owed them for posting 3 simple words on Instagram. Not for throwing punches, not for cursing out officials, not for breaking any actual rules. 3 words that sent shockwaves through the basketball world and exposed just how petty the league's leadership has become. This isn't just about money. It's about a league so insecure that they're willing to punish their biggest star for celebrating her team's success. When Clark posted that screenshot on social media with crying, laughing emojis, she wasn't just mocking a fine. She was calling out an entire system that claims to want growth while actively sabotaging their most valuable assets. The internet erupted, fans went wild, and suddenly everyone was asking the same question. What kind of league fines their superstar for being excited about winning? Picture this. Your team just pulled off a massive playoff upset. The crowd is going crazy. Your bench is electric. You're injured and can't play, but you're still finding ways to support your squad. So you hop on Instagram and drop a simple comment celebrating the victory. Next thing you know, you're getting hit with a fine that's supposedly meant to teach you a lesson. That's exactly what happened to Caitlin Clark, and the story gets more ridiculous from there. The Indiana Fever had just dismantled the Atlanta Dream 77-60 in Game 2 of their first-round playoff series. The energy was off the charts. Clark, sidelined with a groin injury that's kept her out all season, was watching from the bench as her teammates dominated. When the Fever's official Instagram posted photos of the bench celebration with the caption, "The bench was rockin' tonight," Clark responded like any excited teammate would. She dropped 2 comments, "Elite bench mob," and "Refs couldn't stop us." The first one, no problem. The second one, apparently, that crossed some invisible line that nobody knew existed. Within days, the WNBA had slapped her with a $200 fine for what they considered criticism of officiating. Let that sink in. A player celebrating her team's ability to overcome questionable calls gets punished for being too honest about what everyone watching could clearly see. The absurdity becomes even more obvious when you consider Clark's financial situation. She's making $78,066 in WNBA salary this season, but that's pocket change compared to her endorsement empire. Nike alone is paying her $28 million over 8 years. Her net worth sits around $10 million. The fine represents roughly 0.002% of her annual income from just one sponsorship deal. It's like fining a billionaire 20 cents and expecting them to learn their lesson. But Clark's response proved she understood exactly what this was really about. Instead of backing down or issuing some corporate apology, she went straight to social media with the most perfect clapback imaginable. "Got fined $200 for this LOL," she posted, followed by 5 crying, laughing emojis. Then came the real kicker. "Bench mob will be even more rowdy tomorrow, let's go." That response told you everything you needed to know about Clark's mindset. She wasn't intimidated. She wasn't embarrassed. She was doubling down, turning the league's punishment into motivation for her team and entertainment for her millions of fans. The post instantly went viral, racking up millions of views and thousands of comments from supporters who couldn't believe what they were witnessing. The timing couldn't have been more perfect either. This happened right before the Fever's semifinal series against the Las Vegas Aces, giving Clark the ideal platform to show the league exactly what she thought of their petty power play. She turned a $200 fine into a rallying cry that would fuel her team's underdog mentality even further. What makes this whole situation even more insane is that Clark isn't the only Fever player getting hammered by the league office. Her teammate Sophie Cunningham has turned getting fined into an art form, racking up over $2,000 in penalties throughout the season for various acts of rebellion against WNBA authority. It started with a TikTok that broke the internet. Cunningham posted a video of herself lip-syncing to Sabrina Carpenter's song, "Man Child," specifically the part where the lyrics go, "Stupid or is it slow? Maybe it's useless." She added the caption at some refs and let the internet connect the dots. The video exploded, gaining over 1.2 million views and turning Cunningham into a folk hero for fans frustrated with officiating. The WNBA's response? A $500 fine that Cunningham treated like a badge of honor. "I got fined $500 for this TikTok," she posted with laughing emojis. I don't know why this is funny to me. Like, okay, you got it, bud. Because there's not more important things to be worried about with our league right now. That last part wasn't subtle. She was calling out the league's backwards priorities, focusing on social media policing instead of fixing their actual problems. But Cunningham was just getting started. When she launched her podcast, Show Me Something, she used the debut episode to go even harder at the referees. If I was a ref, I know I would mess up all the time, she said. I'm not saying that your job is easy, but when it is a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing? They're just so inconsistent. The league's response? Another fine, this time for $1,500. Cunningham revealed the punishment on her second podcast episode, sounding more amused than concerned. They fined me $1,500. I was like, what? This is just the beginning. She even predicted more fines were coming, basically daring the WNBA to keep proving her point about their misplaced priorities. Sure enough, they obliged. When Cunningham criticized the referees for giving rookie Paige Buecher's preferential treatment, calling out the inconsistency of officiating, the league hit her with yet another fine. I'm officially 3 for 3 on being fined by the WNBA, she announced on her podcast. They didn't like my comment on Paige Buecher's. I didn't even say anything bad. The pattern was becoming impossible to ignore. Two of the league's most popular players, both on the same team, both getting repeatedly punished for saying what everyone else was thinking. Meanwhile, the actual officiating problems that sparked their criticism continued to plague games across the league. The fan reaction to Clark's fine revealed just how disconnected the WNBA leadership has become from their audience. Social media exploded with support for Clark and mockery of the league's decision. Sophie Cunningham jumped in immediately, quote-tweeting Clark's post with, "That's really gonna break the bank for her. Starting a GoFundMe now." The joke landed perfectly, highlighting the absurdity of fining a multimillionaire $200. Comments poured in from fans who couldn't believe what they were witnessing. That $200 she spent probably on lunch, one person wrote. My last grocery bill was more than this. Others got more pointed in their criticism. Kathy Engelbert, you are petty as F. Just quit before you get fired. The message was clear. Fans saw this as evidence that the WNBA was more interested in controlling their stars than supporting them. The viral post gathered over 1.6 million views, proving that Clark's influence extends far beyond basketball. Her ability to turn a league punishment into content that entertains millions of people demonstrates exactly why fining her was such a catastrophic miscalculation. Instead of silencing criticism, they gave her a platform to show the world how petty they could be. What's most telling is how many fans offered to pay the fine themselves. The comments were filled with supporters saying they'd cover the $200 just to spite the league office. Don't ever delete this, one fan wrote. Fining the Fever Girls only make them stronger. That sentiment captured something important. The punishment was backfiring spectacularly, turning Clark into even more of a sympathetic figure. The broader context makes the WNBA's decision even more baffling. This is a league desperately trying to grow its audience, expand its reach, and establish itself as must-watch entertainment. Clark has been the single biggest driver of that growth, bringing unprecedented attention and revenue to the WNBA through her college career and rookie season. Yet instead of protecting their golden goose, they chose to make an example of her. Instead of addressing the officiating problems that sparked the controversy in the first place, they decided to punish the person brave enough to point them out. It's the kind of backwards thinking that explains why the WNBA struggled for so long to find its footing in the sports landscape. The timing makes it even worse. This happened during the playoffs, when the league should be celebrating the increased attention and excitement surrounding their product. The Fever's playoff run has been one of the most compelling stories in recent WNBA history, with Clark cheering from the bench as her injury-depleted team defied expectations. Instead of embracing that narrative, the league decided to create controversy where none needed to exist. They turned a simple celebration of team success into a referendum on their leadership and priorities. They gave critics ammunition to argue that the WNBA is more concerned with controlling players than growing the sport. The bench mob that Clark referenced has become a genuine phenomenon. With 5 key players injured, including Clark herself, the Fever's bench has taken on a life of its own. They're loud, they're passionate, and they've become integral to the team's identity. Clark's fine only added fuel to that fire, giving them even more reason to be defiant and vocal in their support. What the WNBA failed to understand is that this kind of energy is exactly what their league needs. Passionate players, engaged fans, viral moments that get people talking about women's basketball. Instead of nurturing that excitement, they tried to suppress it with bureaucratic punishment that solved nothing and created unnecessary drama. The fallout exposed deeper problems within the league's leadership structure. Players across the WNBA have been vocal about officiating inconsistencies, pay disparities, and other issues that affect the quality of the product. Instead of addressing those concerns, the league office seems more focused on policing social media posts and maintaining an artificial sense of control. Clark's response showed exactly why she's become such a powerful figure in women's sports. She didn't back down, didn't apologize, and didn't let the league intimidate her into silence. Instead, she turned their punishment into motivation, using her platform to highlight their hypocrisy and rally support from fans who were already frustrated with the WNBA's handling of various issues. The us-against-the-world mentality that has fueled the Fever's surprising playoff run only got stronger after the fine. Clark's declaration that the bench mob would be even more rowdy wasn't just trash talk. It was a promise that the team wouldn't be silenced by league pressure. That defiance has become part of their identity, making them even more appealing to fans who love an underdog story. Sophie Cunningham's prediction that the fines would continue proved accurate, but not in the way the league intended. Instead of deterring criticism, each punishment only made the players more popular with fans who saw them as authentic voices in a league often criticized for being too corporate and controlled. The $200 fine will go down as one of the most counterproductive decisions in recent WNBA history. It turned a simple Instagram comment into a viral moment that showcased everything wrong with the league's approach to player relations. It made Clark look sympathetic, made the league look petty, and gave critics plenty of ammunition to question whether the WNBA truly wants to grow or just wants to control. Most importantly, it proved that Caitlin Clark's influence extends far beyond what happens on the basketball court. Even while injured, even while watching from the bench, she has the power to shape narratives and drive conversations that reach millions of people. The WNBA tried to limit that power with a laughably small fine, but all they did was demonstrate exactly why she's become bigger than the league itself. The bench mob will indeed be rowdy, the fans will keep supporting their favorite players, and the WNBA will have to live with the consequences of choosing petty punishment over positive promotion. $200 bought them nothing but embarrassment, while Clark got the last laugh and another viral moment that reminded everyone why she's the most important player in women's basketball today.